like the fact that in Deandra Little's article, Teaching Concerns, she puts a good point to why we actually grade students' papers. And with the rubrics, it helps us organize those reasons. And we do it to evaluate the students' work, and then we do it so the students can see their achievements, and then we also do it so the students know what to improve in, and what they can learn from. And I think this class in particular, I've enjoyed reading the rubrics because it tells me exactly what I missed, why I got every point off, or so on, and why I got every point right. And I enjoy that because then I can learn from my mistakes, and then also I take pride in what I've done, and I did it so I can see the accomplishments from it. In each rubric that I did similar to this class because I did like the way it was done. So I did it very similar, and I did 25 points for participation. And then student knowledge and demonstration of comprehension, I did 25 points. If they followed the rules of the discussion, 25 points. And then utilized the proper materials, just to make sure that they weren't messing up the materials that were provided. So I have them years to come. And then there's the same criteria for each rubric, just different specifics. So for group 1, retelling the glove, I did superior, if they did a good job and if they need improvement. And then it's 25 to 19 points, 18 to 8 points, and then 7 to 0 points. And that's across the board too. That's on each rubric. For participation for the retelling glove, I put if they added to the discussion, so if they participated in the discussion, if they told the story using the glove, so if they actually told the story, and then the student knowledge and demonstration of comprehension was just to make sure that they actually knew the information, so if they could retell the story, and if they answered the question accurately. And then if they followed the rules of the discussion, so everything was respectful, and they didn't cut anybody off, they did everything they were supposed to, and then utilize the materials properly if they put the glove and question back in the Ziploc bag if they did not rip or destroy glove or bag, and then they handled it all with care. So I thought those were all very important because you want to make sure that they're participating, you want to make sure they actually know the information, you want to make sure that they took part in the discussion properly, and also you want to make sure your materials got put back right, and they should absolutely get points for that. So that's what I did for group 1, retelling glove. And then group 2 was the same, the participation, the knowledge, the rules, and the materials. Just the specifics were different. And the same thing with the points. The points were the same because I feel like everybody should have the same amount of points, even though it's a different assignment for each level. If they added, the participation was added to the discussion. They each rolled twice because it's the roll and retell, and they each answered the question. And then the student knowledge, they demonstrated they had knowledge of the story, and they answered the question accurately. And they also were respectful of their team members during the discussion, and the materials were put back properly. So that was for group 2. And then group 3, the journal and write discussion, was very similar. It was a little more detailed because there was a lot more for this group because it was the level 3. And they added to the discussion. They told a tradition their family has, wrote the answer of the question, wrote about their tradition, wrote the comparisons, and utilized the Venn diagram. And then they demonstrated the knowledge of the story, and they answered the question accurately. And then followed the rules just like everybody else. The discussion was held properly, and the materials weren't destroyed. And then group 4, the second language, which was the map and the flow map and sequencing, was the same. They added to the discussion, was able to properly order the pictures and a little bit about them, And then the knowledge, they still demonstrated the knowledge of the story, and they also answered the question properly. The rules of the discussion were followed, and then the materials were put back properly. So I feel for the most part, even though they were receiving the same amount of points, they had a different assignment that was geared more towards them, so these points were achievable for them. So, and I thoroughly enjoy, like I said, this rubric, because you feel that your teacher's not just giving you A because it's you. You don't feel like your teacher's just giving you F because it's you. There's what am I trying to say? There's something put behind it. There's thought put behind it, and you can learn from it, and you can take from it. If you succeeded at it, you could take that success, and it can inspire you to do the next project, or you could take an error and fix it and learn from that. So I thoroughly enjoyed the